Have you ever had those people come to your door trying to sell you religion? If you're like me, I like to talk to those people. But most people, they don't answer the door. But I like to open the door and let them try and give their elevator pitch to me. And often they're trying to tell me how bad the world is, and they're trying to promise me the hope that we can be rescued from this terrible place. And I like to stop them right there and ask them this question. Does your faith offer you anything for the struggles in this life? Because if your faith doesn't offer you anything for the struggles in this life, then I don't know that I'd trust it for the next life. You see, because life is filled with struggles. And this is where faith is supposed to come in and help us, support us, help us feel alive when it feels like everything around us is dying. And it's also how we learn, it's how we grow. If you remember riding a bicycle, how did you learn to ride a bike? Well, you learn by falling off of it. We learned often more from our mistakes, from our failures, from our struggles than we do from our successes. And I've learned this firsthand. 8 years ago, my wife became a paraplegic, and it was devastating for us. And we were not prepared for it. And faith wasn't just the rescue. It wasn't just, that on the other side of this life, she'll be able to walk again. It was about learning how to find God in the pain, in the struggle of a diagnosis that we couldn't control. And then again, several years later, just a couple years ago now, I ended up being diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. And once again, if my only hope was for something after this life, that's no hope at all. Instead, I leaned into my faith and said, God, if you could be bigger than my suffering, then I'll lean in, then I'll trust you. And I've discovered that. I've discovered that God isn't just about changing the prognosis, that God's about helping me deal with any prognosis. And I think sometimes we think in this life that, I would just have so much more to give if I wasn't struggling, if I wasn't broken. But here's what I've learned. That the stuff that we do give when we're not broken, when we're not struggling, is often the stuff that we learned when we were.